All right, we're at 59. Of course, I have to talk about it because I heard it. I felt the Lord talking to you. Welcome to Entrepreneur Central. I'm your host, Marjorie Waye on 1065radio.com. If you know somebody, and I'm just going to keep on saying this, if you know somebody who is not tuned in already and they have a Google Android type phone, go to your Google Play Store, download the 1065 Radio app. And if they have an Apple phone, download the TuneIn Radio and then log in, look for 1065radio.com. And on Entrepreneur Central, we come to you every week. This is the last week. We'll come to you from 12 noon to 1. But then starting next week, we'll actually come to you from 12 noon to 2. So we've been so blessed with the reception of this particular show. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. We only started in February, and now here we are going from 1 hour to 2. So I'm really, really excited, as usual, to be with you, coming to you today. And today it's going to be just a little bit different. We have a phenomenal guest coming on, Taisha Bradley. She is a celebrity publicist, and she's going to talk about her clients and her business, how she got into it, and how she's being able to manage, because managing somebody else's business, you also have to be able to manage your own. So she's going to come on and she's going to talk to us a little bit about her business, what she does, and basically sharing her expertise. So today, to start off, I have to share. So I saw an article. I was looking and doing some research for today's show, and I saw an article. It's actually a video that said, and the title was minorities are not innovative or have business, are business minded. That, of course, I think I got into the video a minute and 15 seconds and I stopped it because of the ignorance. This show is actually, this radio station is based on the ingenuity of minorities. This was based on, and funny enough, if you go back in history, let's just start. If we're looking at minorities, either Hispanics who come over and have nothing, they are able to galvanize their community. They get businesses. They build up, reservoirs of money. They go and buy houses. They go and buy cars, and so there is ingenuity going on. Black people, we can go back to slavery. We had nothing. When slaves were technically freed, what did they have? They were promised by the government 40 acres and a mule, but that did not manifest itself. So because of that, it was a matter of blacks building up for themselves, homes and businesses, and this is where you get Black Wall Street. That, of course, when other communities see how well minority communities are thriving, you want to come in and completely destroy it. But that's where you get Black Wall Street. You have the towns like Rosewood down in Florida. You have other areas around the country, particularly around the South, that built up thriving millionaire businesses. And for somebody to say that minorities do not have are not innovative or business minded is absolutely ridiculous. And the worst part about this video, it was done by a black person. it was a person of color who made this video. And of course, I got in a minute 15 and I was already incensed by the title, but I was incensed by, he spent the first 30 seconds dancing to something, doing nothing, and then sharing his conversation with another person of color and how he felt that blacks or minorities were not innovative. And I can go to every minority community, Asians, Hispanics, African Americans, Haitians, any minority group, Native Americans, any minority group, they have done nothing else if they have not shown their ability to have ingenuity and innovativeness to build something out of nothing. Now, I believe that all of us, that listen to this radio or listen to the station around the world, not just here in America, but around the globe, because 106 Live Radio broadcasts in over 1,000 markets around the globe. I believe that all of us have the opportunity, whether we are a defined minority or not, all of us have the opportunity to look around us, see what gifts we have been given, what gifts we have been granted, and use that to better yourself. Now, that does not mean that it will not be without struggle. It does not mean that it will not be without quite a bit of work. And it doesn't mean you have to go and have your own business. You can go work for somebody else and be innovative and have ingenuity at your workplace. But to make the statement that somehow minorities are not innovative and do not have a business mind is absolutely utterly ridiculous. And I think one of the things that I love about this show and love about this platform is that I get the opportunity to share and highlight that. Highlight the innovativeness of minorities, that we get to highlight all the beauty and the resources and the goods and services that we have created. So I say that I had to share that with you because it came to me today and I was completely incensed. But one of the things that I want to make sure that I highlight in Entrepreneur Central, it is about highlighting businesses, helping businesses promote themselves in order to thrive. Now, we don't all have the answers. That's not how we're created. We're created to be in network with each other. So we don't all have the answers, and we need one another in order to move forward. So I'm going to share a couple things today that I believe we all need as business people. And they're very specific to money. Every business, everything requires money in our society. That is the energy with which we work or we share with each other, or connect with each other, is through money. So if I'm going to trade my goods, if I'm going to help somebody else, if I'm going to do something, purchase something, what have you, I'm going to use the energy called money in order to make the exchange. And so starting April 6th, we each week in the month of April, we are going to highlight a group that is either, their whole focus is either providing money opportunities, so an opportunity for you to earn, grow, borrow money, or a group that is going to give you the necessary certification and opportunity to get money for your business or business endeavors. So we have lined up a person from the SBA that's going to come and talk to you about what the SBA is really all about and what you can do and how you can utilize their services, their resources, their training, and the like. We are going to have somebody from the Georgia Minority Supply Diversity Council to come on and talk about why you need to be certified as a minority. Why is that certification necessary for the betterment or fulfillment of your business endeavors? We are going to have an individual come in from, it's either going to be Citizens Trust or Wells Fargo, and maybe both. We're confirming that. And they're going to talk about traditional banking loans. What does that mean for you? What do you need in order to qualify? And you will be able to actually, currently you can ask questions on our site at ecentral411.com. If you have a question about anything having to do with business, raising money, promoting yourself. Who can I find a marketing company? I need a publicist. I need a plumber, a painter, whatever that is. I don't know how to negotiate a particular contract. I don't know how to price my goods. How do I pitch to a venture capitalist? By the way, great segue, we are also going to have a venture capitalist actually come on the show here in studio and talk about the reality of pitching to a venture capitalist. That's incredibly, incredibly important. See, one of the things I don't think we have is a clear perspective on what that means. What does it mean to pitch to a venture capitalist? We throw it out and say, okay, I want to start my business. I'm going to go and raise $2 million, and I'm just going to talk to a venture capitalist. That's completely unrealistic. They are aligned by industry. So if you're in the technology industry or healthcare industry or healthcare IT or whatever, security, government, contract security, top secret security, they are aligned by certain types of businesses. So you're not going to just go pitch to a venture capitalist. You need to do your research. You need to do your homework. What does that mean to pitch to a venture capitalist, and what are they looking for? Because the statistics say only 5% of all of the, at least it's the minimum of 22,000 a month. Venture capitalists get 22,000 pitches per month. So people send their business proposal, what have you, 22,000 per month. And only 5% of them are accepted for funding. And less than a half of 1% of those 5% are persons of color. Now, what's the number one reason? Now, the venture capitalist is going to go into it in more detail, but you didn't even know how to pitch it to them. It was something, it was dead on arrival when they got your proposal because it did not have the necessary components. So in the month of April, we are going to talk to venture capitalists about that, how to pitch, how to get their attention, how to make sure that yours gets in front of the right person that's aligned to your industry to make sure that you're raising money. In April as well, our plan is to have a person from a government contractors association. And what they do, I had the pleasure of meeting with them last week, and what they do is they not only certify minorities, females, veterans in contracts, certify you or your business or your person in being able to accept or have contracts, get government contracts. They also have a 100% success rate in acquiring government contracts. Now that's very important. Not only do they certify you, they also have a 100% success rate in getting you a government contract. Now think about this. Most people don't think about government contracts in a very global perspective. But here's the thing. The government is its own little society. It's kind of like being on a cruise ship and it's a floating city. Then you can find everything on a cruise ship, which I love. But what happens is in the government, everything that you need out here, and it could be as simple as a detail shop. You can be a professional detailer. Government has cars. They need to be cleaned and detailed, and they like them just the same way that you do right down the road. It could be a painter, and you want to go and you want something to be painted. They have walls, they have operations, they have enormous military installations where everything needs to be painted. You can be a contractor. Things need to be torn down, things need to be built up. You can be a musician. You can be a hairstylist. You can be a child care worker. Or have your own child care. You can have any number of businesses. Whatever that is, the government needs it. Now, here's the thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar opportunity for minorities. And that's any minority. So Asian, Hispanic, African American, male or female, minority. But then there's even more money for female. It doesn't have to be a minority. It can be a white female, Hispanic female, African American female, Asian females, and then there's lots of money for veterans. So if you have the trifecta, right, you're a minority woman and a veteran, there's lots, even more money. So when we look at it, there's an enormous opportunity for any person that runs a business to have a government contract. So because of that, we are going to be talking to the Government Contract Association, and they're going to come in and talk to you about it and what that takes and what it means. What do you need to do to get that? Because here's the thing. You're chasing that $1,000 contract or that $10,000 contract. But what if you got a government contract worth $4 million, right, over 3 years? You could take that, the profit from that particular contract, and parlay that and strategize how to more effectively get that $1,000 client or $10,000 client, and you also have greater credibility. So we have the government contractor. We also have a person from Cabbage.com that's going to come in and talk about equity loans, smaller equity loans for small businesses. We have a representative from a Now account that's going to talk about how to more effectively and efficiently manage your invoices and get paid faster. So in April, you cannot miss 1 week, not one. We're going to have them lined up April 6th, April 13th, April 20th, April 27th, all about money. Okay? Now, the next thing, in May, the first week in May, we're having our authors panel. We're having an authors panel talking to authors and publishers and editors, talking about their projects, talking about how do I get published, talking about what if I need my book edited and making sure before I go to publishing, talking about self-publishing or going to, a general publisher, and what does that mean? What does that mean for your money? So is it smarter to self-publish, or is it smarter to go to a publishing house and use their distribution or resources? So there's a myriad of ways in order to do it, and we're going to talk about it May 4th. And the great part is that Xavier Waye, our kidpreneur, is actually going to debut on that show. He is a part of the authors panel because he's going to talk about his book. And he has a 5-book series that he is finishing up in order to get published. And the story, I tell you, is amazing. It's just an amazing story. It's based in Egypt, and a lot of activity. It's a great story that kids around the world will love. But we get to share his experience with creating the story, and but that will be his actual debut. And going forward, we're going to talk about what else is Xavier going to share and what other connections he has with other kidpreneurs around the country. So I say that, and we're going to take a really quick break because we're going to come back and talk about Exposed. I want to share with you what this upcoming contest we have with Entrepreneur Central and what that looks like, and what we're going to do, how we're going to facilitate, and how specifically it's going to help you. So we'll be right back.
I was 16, I quit school. I was just enough for one way ticket to Paris. Maybe I just wanted it really bad, and when I got it too early, I didn't know how to hold on to it.
Do what is easy. Complain about your situation or circumstances. Do what is easy. Stand around and be a volunteer victim like everybody else. If you do what is easy, surrender and give up on your dreams. Become depressed and bitter and angry. Anybody can do that. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, keep coming back again and again and again. If you do what is hard, approaching strangers, talking to people in shopping malls, get up dressed every day, going out prospecting, knowing some way, somehow, with a spirit of expectation, somebody's out here looking for an opportunity. You can go outside right now and see some pigeons, but you're out hunting for eagles, and they're not common. And if you do that over and over and over again, somebody's going to show up. Somebody's going to say, I'm the one.
The only one that can stop you from winning is you. The enemy is not your neighbor. The enemy is not your co-worker. Your enemy is not your boss. The enemy is staring you in the face every morning you wake up.
Welcome back to Entrepreneur Central. I'm your host, Marjorie Waye, on 106liveradio.com. And again, if you know somebody, share the information with them. You know what? 106 Live Radio is broadcast in over 1,000 markets around the world. You know, sometimes you just have to look at it as I get the opportunity to not only impact my local circle, but around the globe. And that's what 106 Live Radio does. So if you know somebody who needs to hear about how to make progress in their business, how to make their business thrive, how to move to the next level, and even if you're not a business, if you're an employee, how to be a better employee, how to help your organization, and just how to grow, tune into 106liveradio.com. The month of April, if nothing else, even if you're not in business right now and you're not thinking about it yet, the information that we're going to share in the month of April will give you the opportunity, even if you have to share that with your boss. Because there's lots and lots of companies right now that are defaulting and failing. The statistics say that 50% of all businesses fail within 2 to 5 years. Well, those are the businesses that are reported. The actual statistic, the actual number, and the people have done that state by state by state, is actually about 70%. Because you get started and you're thinking, you're gung-ho when you have your, you know, what you want to talk about or what you want to share, what goods and service you have. But as I've said before, you can be the best at what you do. You can have the best product. If nobody knows about you, who cares? And so that's the challenge. That's the challenge. How do I get people to notice me? How do I get people to know that my businesses, my services are available? I have a website. I have, you know, I call people. I have a network and I talk to them, but nobody's sharing my information for some reason. It's not that I don't do great work. I get 5s on all of my reviews, but I can't seem to grow outside of my network. Well, then step outside. Step outside of your network. Do something, one thing differently. Just one. Because you'd be overwhelmed by doing multiple. But just do one thing differently. Go to a new networking event. Go to a new place. Walk in the door where you eat, where you shop, where you get your hair done. And right there with somebody that you haven't talked to before, talk to them about your business. You don't know who that person knows or how they're connected. So that one thing. But 106 Live Radio is another great avenue. And Entrepreneur Central, that's what we're about. We're just about promoting your business, helping your business thrive, and helping you go to the next level. So again, you're listening to Entrepreneur Central every Wednesday on 106liveradio.com, broadcasting as of today for 12 to 1. As of next week, April 6th, we're broadcasting from 12 to 2 every Wednesday. It's been such a blessing already, and I look forward to even greater success and greater expansion as we go forward. So you need to get on board, share your business with us so we can share it with the world, literally. So let's talk about Exposed. What is it? This is Entrepreneur's newest campaign. Now, what's it all about? God, that sounds interesting. We want to expose your business. We want to get you exposure. We want to share what you do and the awesomeness of what you do and what your business is about with the world. That one thing I said, do it differently. Here's a one thing. Make a video. A video about your business. It doesn't have to be professionally done. You don't have to be Steven Spielberg and or Quentin Tarantino out there making movies, and you don't have to have the most dynamic equipment. It can be on your phone, your iPhone, your Google phone, what have you. Just make a video about your business. It can be funny. It can have kids. It can have dogs. It can have whatever. You can have pieces of paper, Legos. We did one with Legos, which was really cool. But it can be anything. But make it about your business. And as long as it has the information on what business you do, what the name of your business is, what you do in business, and a little bit about how you help your customer, and make sure we have contact information on the video. So long as we have that, then all you have to do is submit it. Starting April 1st, submit it on Entrepreneur Central, and then, oh, wait, no. You have to first like our page. Go to Facebook and like our page. eCentral 411 on Facebook. Like our page, that's one. And then 2, submit your video. Now, what if you know a business that's great and they don't happen to be on 106 Live Radio right now, they're not listening to it, and it could be your local detail shop, it could be your local restaurant, your hairdresser, your, shoe shiner. I don't care what the business is. Everything is a business. So it can be anything. And so you can go on Facebook, like Entrepreneur Central page, and then tag the business's Facebook page, tag them on Entrepreneur Central, as far as a message, and then tell them about Exposed. Film a 30-second commercial, 30 to 60-second commercial, and then post it. That's it. And here, how do I win? So how do I win? What do I need to do? You get everybody to vote for your commercial. Vote for your commercial. Vote for your 30 to 60-second spot on Entrepreneur Central. The one with the most votes wins. The video with the most votes wins. That's it. There's no extra, I got to do this, I got to do this. There's, And the only caveat to what kind of video you can make, it cannot be vulgar. So no profanity, no sexual innuendo or parts. We don't want to see anybody's butt or, not nude. None of that. No vulgarity, no profanity. And you just have to have information about your business. That's it. So share it with us, 30 to 60 seconds, post it, and then tell everybody about it. Once you post it, you'll actually get a link. You'll get a link that says, hey, share this with everybody you know. And so share it with your Facebook community, with your Twitter community, with, whatever social media that you're a part of, on your phone, however you share information, share it with them. Then get exposure. Now, okay, so now I get the most votes. What do I win? What do I get? Okay, so you get advertising, so you get marketing on 106liveradio.com. You get, is it 4 spots? Okay, good. 4 spots per day for 30 days. So we're going to produce a professional, we actually have a professional group that creates your commercial about you, about your service, and we're actually going to put that on the radio. Then we're also going to give you a banner on 106liveradio.com and eCentral411.com. And then we're just going to, blow that out the water and just make sure that everybody sees you. Everybody sees you. That's all it's about. It's about exposure. Exposing your services, exposing what you do. Okay. The other thing you get is from 360 Player Experience that sponsors Entrepreneur Central. We're also going to give you a business analysis package. And that package basically comes in and helps you strategize and look at your business from a broader perspective. Look at your business as far as building that strategy. How is that going to work? How do we do, what we do better? How do we market ourselves better? How do we develop our plans? Do we have an employee handbook? Do we have all of the information that we need about our businesses promoting? So that analysis package actually is something that you can take and use in order to grow your business, even beyond what your knowledge is or what your original plan was. And if you don't have a business plan, then we'll help you develop that and design that for the future and where you want to go with your business. You also get a accounting package from 360 Accounting to help you develop and grow your accounting to make sure that your financials are in line. If you need a loan, we can help you make sure that the package is, intact financially. We also have a package from SCW Services that is going to sponsor commercial or residential painting. There's 25% off. They've given us a discount. We're also including ADP has offered to provide free W-2s at the end of the year and a couple other things, and a reduced rate on ADP in order to process payroll. which is another good thing. So we're building the package as we go. We're getting people that are wanting to be a part of our package of what we're giving away for this contest. So how long is the contest? Contest goes from April 1st to April 30th. And we announce the winner on May 4th. And that's when we go into kick into gear and build you up, build your marketing campaign in order to get even more exposure. Not just here in the States, not just here on Entrepreneur Central, but on 106liveradio.com. That broadcast streams 24/7. And it's available, like I said, around the world. So it's a wonderful package. It's a wonderful opportunity to get exposure for your business. So you need to join. You need to look at, go into, make your commercial 30 to 60 seconds. Tell us about your business. Be funny, be creative, be sincere, be personal. Because that's what we feel. When you're personal and you let the uniqueness of your business shine, that's when you get more attention. That's when we go viral. That's when we, because people can relate to that. And that's what it's all about. So I looked up an article that talks about what is the best, what's the best marketing campaign when you're doing a video. And we need to do video because we are now conditioned to see things in video, right? I know me, most people I know don't like to watch commercials. I mean, we tape our shows on, on demand or on our DVRs or whatever program we're using. We tape them so that we can skip through the commercials. We don't want to see them. I think the only time we actually do commercials is the Super Bowl. That's when it's fun because they've put so much money and energy into creating this one 30 to 60 second spot. So I know we're conditioned to not look at commercials, but videos we look at. And what are those things that go viral? One of the things that it says, in order for your campaign to be successful, your video needs to be good enough that people will choose to spend time with it rather than one of the millions of other videos available online. So you got to look at, for any branded video, you create needs. It needs to be engaging. The content has to target a specific audience. You need to look at the bright side of your business. What makes you unique? What makes you creative? What does your content say about you? Those are things. How can somebody relate? How can somebody connect with you? I need to know your story. I'll give you an example. I have one of the things, our Kidpreneur has created a video. And the video that will be online next week is what makes me special. And what makes him special are all the things that he loves, right? Those are things that Xavier loves. Xavier loves Legos. And everybody that knows Xavier knows he adores Legos. He loves to laugh. He loves hugging and being hugged, and he's a very lovable guy. He's also very curt and very blunt, and he says what's on his heart. So those are things that make him special. And so in the video, you can relate to what he's talking about because he's a kid and he talks about what makes him special, but also what are the things that he's passionate about. So those are things that when you're doing your video, talk about what makes you special. Talk about what other people will understand and can relate to. I give you another example. I deal with entertainers and athletes, and I have a heart for professional athletes, and the reason why is because I think that they are a disadvantaged group. Now that sounds really odd because they're making millions, right? So I'm out here and I'm making $25 million. I'm a professional this, I'm a professional that. I can go buy my house, I have 10 cars, all of those things. But think about it this way. I grew up in the hood. I grew up where my mom didn't have much for us to eat. I grew up in a house, in a family, where they didn't have as much money. They didn't have really a whole bunch of money. And a lot of times our lights were turned off. That's how I grew up. And the only solace I had was getting out there on the football field and playing my heart out. Because at that point in time, it didn't matter how much money we had. It didn't matter that our lights were turned off. It didn't matter. All it mattered was that my baby boy is out there doing his thing, and he's doing what he loves. And that boy grows up and he continues to fall in love, because that's his escape. That's the way that he moves forward. And then he goes to high school and he's the #1 player in the region. And now, you know, mom and brother and sister, they're out here cheering for me. But when I go home, the lights still may be turned off, because we still ain't got no money. And we're still living in the hood. But I'm great, and I get a scholarship. And I go to a #1 school. And I'm a star on that team. And when I call back home, my mom still, well, lights may be on. Maybe I called and I didn't reach her because the phone was turned off because she didn't have enough money to pay the bill. But here we go. It's draft time. They come and draft me. I get a contract for $15 million with a $10 million signing bonus. I now can provide for not only my family, but my community, because all of us were in the hood. And I go back and I reinvest and I do this and I do that. And here we go. The average life of an NFL player is not 10 to 15 years. It's 3 to 5. So for 3 years, I've shelled out money. I didn't know who to go to for help. Well, I needed a financial advisor. I needed a good businessman. Nobody in my family really knew, but I hired them because I know them. They're not skilled in what they do, but I know them. And next thing I know, I'm on injured reserve. And then I get kicked off the team. There goes my contract. There goes my money. I don't have. What do I have? I can't go back to my family who I've given all this money because they ain't got it. And all those cousins and other extended family that came out of the woodwork when I got my contract, they're gone. That is a story that somebody can connect to. And that's why I think that professional athletes are disadvantaged. Understand something. When you do your exposed commercial, that's what people need to feel, and that's what goes viral. And when you go viral, then you can grow outside of your local community. So that's my spiel on exposed. I think I went a little far, but I wanted to bring home the point, in that regardless of what your business is, you have an opportunity to share that with those outside of just your network. Let's help you thrive. Let's help you grow. And that's what we're all about. So get your video together, 30 to 60 seconds, about you and what you do and the specialness of you. And then, you know, we'll share it on our site. Let's get everybody to vote. Let's move forward. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to check on our guests and see where that stands. I hope that she didn't have any challenges, but we're going to check on her, and then we'll be right back in about 60 seconds.
You are locked into the best reggae, soca, hip-hop, and R&B on 106liveradio.com.
That you're resilient, that you stick to, and you work with the system, that you work with people, that you give support, and that you be there for them.
I don't have a missed call.
The people that will make it in this life, they look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them.
I don't know where she is.
There's something in you that says always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded.
Are we good?
You are different.
Yeah,
You
good?
have greatness within
Good
you.
content.
All thumbs up everywhere.
Don't judge your circumstances and the possibilities for your future based upon what you have now and because of what's going on now. No. That's not the real reality there. What you're going through, if you're going through some hard times, it has not come to stay, it has come to pass. It's all right.
Entrepreneur Central. I'm your host, Marjorie Waye, on 106liveradio.com, coming to you live every week, next week, starting from 12 to 2. And our guests, I had some challenges, technical challenges, I suppose. So we're going to go ahead and reschedule her so that she can come on later and talk to us about her guests, her clients, and her business, and how all of that works. So, I have a few more minutes. I want to talk to you about our authors panel. On May 4th. I said May 4th, right? May 4th. Okay. On May 4th, we are having, I believe we now have up to 6 people that we're going to have actually on the show. We're going to talk about their books. We're going to talk about their projects. We're going to talk about the publisher is going to come on and talk about what publishing means. How do you get your book on Amazon? How do you get your book, out to the world, and what that process means? But then also, what's the difference between self-publishing and the advantages or disadvantages? And then what's the going with the larger publisher on publishing your book? I believe that all of us have in us an experience, a testimony, something that they can share, because we're specialized in something. And although we may think nobody wants to know about my story, nobody wants to know my experience, when in fact we are created to be in relationship with each other. That's what we are created for. Because of that, your story, your experience, no matter how happy, sad, horrific, painful it may be, it's something to be shared. It's something to where if you share it with another person, they can be freed. Because many of us suffer in silence. We suffer in silence with those things that we think are embarrassing, those things that we think are painful, or somebody doesn't want to, read my stuff, or somebody doesn't want to know about me, when in fact, if we look at every single story, every story on the news, what is it about? It boils down to a story of us. It boils down to a story about our lives, the pretty much the same thing that we experience. It doesn't matter if you're in Atlanta or in Guyana. It doesn't matter if you're in South Dakota or England. At the very crux of it, we're human beings. And we all experience pain and fear, anxiety, happiness, sadness, and all of the other myriad of emotions. And sharing your story or your experience will really help to free somebody. Some of us are created to be storytellers. Some of us have amazing stories to tell. I tell you one, my son and I were in the car picking up my youngest from school one day. And he comes and jumps in the car and he says, "Hey, I wrote the story and I got an A on it and I'm really excited." And he begins to tell us the story of an Egyptian child and their connection to royalty, and he goes into intricate details. And so my elder son and I looked at each other and said, "Okay, wait a minute. This is really good. It's a really good story." And I asked him, I said, "Where did you get this story from?" He said, "No, I made it up. I created it." That story, I could have crushed his dream and say, "Okay, you know what? You need to keep that to yourself. You need to keep that to yourself." Or I could have said, "No, I want to make sure that everybody knows this story." And so I promoted him as a storyteller. Many of us are. And tell your story and share it. We don't know how, you don't know where to start, just start. Just start writing, just start sharing. So in May, on May 4th, we're going to talk about the experiences of all of our authors, the experiences of our editors, and the experience of our publisher, and how that works. How does that industry work, and how do you get your story out? So I'm really excited. It's going to be the entire show. It's going to be the full 2 hours. We're going to talk to this panel, and there's a series of questions that we've received on our site about being an author. And how do I do this? Where do I go? Who do I call? If I'm finished with the work, how do I get it to somebody? All of those things. So please join us in May, because that's going to be an amazing, amazing show. So as we go forward, into May, there's some other shows I want to preview. We're going to have a show about insurance. We're going to talk about insurance and talk about what that means in the era of the Affordable Care Act. We're going to talk about the realities of how does that impact our businesses, how does that impact our employees, and how does that impact us? What are the options that we have as it relates to insurance? We also have those that are in the healthcare industry that support others. You know, your nurses, your administrators, your healthcare management agencies, those individuals, we're going to have them on the show as well. So starting next week, as we go from 12 to 2, I want you to make sure that you are tuned in. Tune in to Entrepreneur Central from 12 to 2 on 106 Live Radio every week. Also connect with us on all of our social media, because we're going to be sharing much of that information. We're going to be on Facebook, it's eCentral411. Twitter, Instagram, we're also eCentral411. Stay connected to our website, eCentral411.com, so that we can make sure that you have all of the information and all of the updates. Now, I have one more thing I want to share about April. We have, on one of our weeks, it's going to be on April 20th. We have something I'm sure that you all don't even know exists. It's a lady, she is a franchise consultant. Now, what does that mean? Right? Oh, she's a franchise coach, I'm sorry. Franchise coach. What does that mean? It means that she helps you to find the necessary capital, financing, loan, whatever that mix is, in order for you to go and buy and grow your franchises. Some people don't have an idea of what type of business they want. I have a passion because my background is in accounting, and I happen to love what I do in business management and accounting and consulting. I love that. But everybody doesn't have that, but some people want to be in business. So if you want to have a franchise, and many athletes and entertainers look to, hey, is the franchise the way to go? It could be. But this lady is amazing. She's amazing. She guides you from beginning to end. So you choose your franchise and you say, okay, I love the franchise. We've gotten guided into that. I wanted to own, I don't know, a McDonald's. McDonald's a franchise. So I wanted to own a McDonald's. And so I went to all of the McDonald's conferences and, Discovery, and I want to own a McDonald's. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to get the money. And so you talk to this franchise coach. Even if your franchise corporation has a financial, a way to get money, before you go and see them, you need to come and see her. You need to talk to her, because I can guarantee you, she will find you the best rate. She will find you the most money. She will find you the best opportunity to grow your franchise in a phenomenal way. So I'm looking forward to having her on the show on April 20th. Trust me, if you've ever thought about owning a franchise of any kind, it can be a restaurant, a hotel, a dry cleaner, a laundromat, whatever it is. If you've thought about going into the franchise business, you need to hear her talk about what it means and what it takes in order to be in business, to get the money necessary to support your franchise. What are the benefits and what are the drawbacks of being in franchise business? So she's going to be on April 20th, and it's jam-packed. April is jam-packed with information solely dedicated with getting money for your business. It's going to be information, it's going to give you perspective, and it's going to help you to grow your business. And then as we go into May, we're going to try our best to focus on certain areas that impact us all. Whether it's books, that impacts all of us. Whether it's healthcare, from the business side, it impacts all of us. We're going to be talking about certain clusters of industry in order to help businesses know how to move forward, how to get the capital they need, how to get the information they need, and how to netweave in order to continue to grow. So I hope that has been very helpful. I hope that the information has been helpful. I'm excited that our Kidpreneur is coming on May 4th. That is such a great opportunity. And he's very, very excited, very nervous, but he's very excited about being a part of Entrepreneur Central and sharing his gifts and his information. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we are going to do our roll call before we head out. So we're going to take a quick break.
You are locked into the best reggae, soca, hip hop, and R&B on 106liveradio.com.
This business, I can do it. If anybody's ever done it at any point in time in history, what's possible for one, it's possible for me, and I'm going to do it.
What was wrong?
Say to yourself.
Central Time Zone. You didn't realize. Like, I'm so sorry.
Did she hear it?
Huh?
How did she know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You've got to find what you love. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. Stay hungry. Stay foolish.
You always want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You just said you didn't make a mistake. You owe you an explanation. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you?
How much time do you spend every day working on your dream? In the last 90 days, how many books have you read? In the last year, what new skill or knowledge have you acquired? What kind of investment have you made in you?
Welcome back to Entrepreneur Central. I'm your host, Marjorie Waye on 106liveradio.com. And we are going to go straight into roll call. One of the things, every business that I mentioned today it's on our website, ecentral411.com. And please, if you're looking for any services, anything, please make sure that you go to ecentral411.com. I'm going to go over the business and talk about the name and potentially the basics of what they do, but I want you to go in and actually click on their link on ecentral411.com to learn more about that business and then connect with them. All right, so let's get started. The first business on roll call is 360 Player Experience. That's what brings you Entrepreneur Central every week. And we are focused on building the strong relationships, helping your business succeed and grow. 360 Accounting is a back office accounting solution that helps you. It's more cost effective and provides you flexibility for your business. Hill Chase LLC is a company that supports both profit and nonprofit organizations in helping them build sustainable organizations. That's Hill Chase. It's based here in Atlanta and has an office in Manhattan, New York. SDW Services focuses on residential and commercial, does interior and exterior painting for residential and commercial businesses. Based here in Metro Atlanta. DJ Ezzy B, who brings you 106 Live Radio, he is a professional disc jockey and radio host, of course. Please hit him up. He's phenomenal. Dream Trips. That's based here in Atlanta, Georgia. If you've listened to 106 Live Radio, he's talked about it, about how you can travel with ease, or easier. Club E Atlanta is a global networking company. It actually networks entrepreneurs and provides supportive services to entrepreneurs based in College Park, Georgia. Invest Atlanta, that is the city of Atlanta's hub for connecting businesses, both large and small, and building for Atlanta's thriving economy. Gianna's Creative Designs provides beautiful gifts for your home and office, and they are based in Virginia. Progressive Techniques. Progressive Techniques is about developing a better you, based here in Georgia. DJ Ross Simon, and he owns Majestic Sounds International, based in Atlanta, Georgia. Come to our site, eCentral411.com, and download his music. It's amazing. We also have Unlimited Love and Life Coaching, breaking the boundaries of love and life, based here in Atlanta. Body by You Fitness is a team of fitness instructors based in Douglasville, Georgia. We also have Amir Event Planning and Event Services, based here in Atlanta. Please go to eCentral411.com and connect with all these businesses. The links to their home page is on our site. We also have Our Gyms, and it is a source to empower girls to reach their fullest potential. They are based in Bremerton, Washington. Total Life Changes. Total Life Changes maintains an active vision of selecting and providing superior products that have a lasting effect on consumers. They are based here in Atlanta, Georgia as well. Sunrise Properties. They buy houses, based in the greater Atlanta area. Proverb Shield. Proverb Shield is a company that focuses on sports tech wear, based here in Georgia. You want to go see them. Trust me, if you are getting out after this pollen, getting out and exercising, you need a place for your tech, and on your chest you can put your phone and you don't have to worry about it. It's an amazing product. Giving a Hand Incorporated. They are a nonprofit organization providing support services, food, clothing, medical supplies, and office supplies, based here in Atlanta. We also have Lori A. Mann's Trailblazer Entrepreneur Nation. She owns Quality Media Consulting Group. Please connect with her on our website. Sheer Illusions Hair Salon, based in Decatur, Georgia. And also, Sheer Illusions actually has an event coming up. That event is on April 3rd from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It is the K&B Salon Systems Launch Party. And it's going to be taking place at 595 North Event Center in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're going to post this on our site today. And please definitely join. And also, I think she's looking for a model. All right. Chantrice is looking for a model. She's the one that you'll see on the website. She's looking for a model for the show. So connect with her on eCentral411.com. We also have Natural Herbal Detox Tea. It's all natural detox tea product, based in Stockbridge, Georgia. Baby Judy Dorjian. She is a spiritual life and business coach based in Anchorage, Alaska. Suits with a Purpose is a nonprofit organization that helps young men provide suits for them for the prom. Nature's Pearl. Nature's Pearl, and the independent agent is Stacy Banton, and she's based in Jamaica. We also have a Diva's Touch, making handmade custom creative items, based in Atlanta, Georgia. And G Mama Soul Food Kitchen, based in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm so grateful we had you on last week, Carissa. So that's our roll call for today. Go to eCentral411.com. Please get your videos recorded, 30 to 60 second. Get ready, because April 1st is going to be available, and most votes wins the package for much greater exposure for your business. And connect with us on Facebook, eCentral411. Connect with us on Twitter and Instagram, all eCentral411. I look forward to talking with you next week, and from 12 to 2. So please join us. Next week kicks off our money month. We're going to be talking about money all month, and we want to make sure that you have the resources and opportunity available for your business. And make sure you share. Make sure you share everything. We're going to be announcing the $200 winner on next Wednesday. So get out there. If you haven't already shared, share like crazy. Everything eCentral every meme, everything. Just share, share, share. We're counting every share. And so whoever has the most shares wins. We try to make this as simple as possible. So I look forward to talking to you next week. Again, share this with everybody. 106liveradio.com. I'm out.
You are locked into the best reggae, soca, hip hop, and R&B on 106liveradio.com.